Alright, I am back with day 2 of the MTG Arena Qualifier. Small changes to the list. Added back in the 4th Preacher for the Spectral Sailor. And in the sideboard, I cut the Urtai for a blot out. Wasn't sure exactly what other people were running this for, but after playing yesterday and after thinking about it a little bit, it's for Kaito and Curiosity, so the blue-black mirror, and I guess it has applications elsewhere, but this is what we're running today, so let's get into it. Alright, here for game 1 on the draw with a alright hand. Gonna keep it, lot of interaction, so hopefully it's not a matchup where I need to be super aggressive. We shall see. Playing against Plains probably means the mono-white deck, which I don't need to hold up cut down against. So let's just go for that. It is that this isn't the best hand against them, but I do have some meaningful interaction, and a Fairy Mastermind is a very nice draw here. So, into the Innocence, I'm just going to anoint that one instantly. No reason to let it do anything. I'm fine to cut down this token at some point, but don't need to do it now. Let's pass and see what opponent has in store. Three Plains is good for me, no Fountain Ports, because that's another way for them to get an insane amount of value for kind of no cost, which is why the mono-white deck is so good. I think I just want to counter that. I have the Mastermind if they do start drawing cards, but I don't need to let them. So let's just cut down this now to use my mana and untap. Pass the turn to them. That's fine. They scry to the bottom and play a Demolition Field. So I think I just want a Curiosity. Does suck they're going to get to demo field my Fountain Port, but only so much you can do about that. We'll see if they do it on end step. I'm just going to play this Mastermind or this Spyglass Siren and try and sacrifice the token, which it looks like they're going to let me do. Yep, they do. Okay, so pass to them. Maybe they're cracking a carrot cake. So let's just make sure we can get the value. Don't need to Mastermind this turn. They're probably going to Wrath me now, which is annoying, but with my hand isn't the end of the world, especially since I've kind of stopped them from getting card draw. If I draw a land, I will play the Preacher out. If not, it's probably right to just play Shieldred. Or I could just double Mastermind. Yeah, let's do that. Start getting the aerial pressure on. They play a third Carrot Cake, which, again, I'm not super worried about, unless they have a Caretaker's Talent, and that's a Fountain Port. So let's see if they sacrifice a token now to draw a card. They do not. So let's just go with these two. And wow, Kaito's a great draw here. Let's swing for 4. And just Shieldred, I think. Sucks if they draw another Sunfall, but I still have some amount of gas in hand. They sack a token to draw a card. Draw for turn. So no scries means they probably did find the Sunfall. Yep, there it is. Pretty annoying. And let's just play a Preacher and pass. They have quite a bit of value now. Not feeling super great about this, but definitely not out of it yet. Okay, pretty happy with them sacking a token to draw, I think. Those ones are a little bit scary. That is not great for me. I maybe should have just held up Mastermind. Yeah, probably. Definitely not over yet, though. These games can go pretty long. I don't know. The thing about Shieldred is I just win on the spot if I land it. So, are they going to crack a Carrot Cake in response? I think so, and that way I just get a 1-1. But honestly, a 1-1 is fine with me, too. They gain 3. Let's get in there, see what they do. They're going to transform their artifact. Are they blocking with everything? Yes. Okay. So let's trade it for those two and just play a Kaito out. So 1-2. Play you. And just plus him. Opponent is presumably just going to keep drawing cards. And they have another Caretaker's Talent. 39 cards left in deck, and I don't have a ton of lands. And Season of the Burrow. That's probably going to do it. I think this is the point in the game I can concede. So maybe a little bit of loose play on my end. Shieldred is very, very good against them, but they did have some pretty good stuff going on. So let's just board in all the good stuff against them. So out with 4 cut downs, out with 3 Preachers, 2 Preachers. Oh, out with 2 Go for the Throat. In with the Gix's command. And out with another Go for the Throat. That looks good to me, yeah. Like having a couple Preachers, not too many though. Have all my counter magic, all my Tidebinders, all my card draw. On the play for game 2. Hoping to start off this day of play with a win. Getting into game number 2 on the play. Let's get a good hand. This is definitely a good hand. So let's keep. And I think I'm going to lead with the Spyglass Siren. Crack map on turn 2. Don't really need to hold up Counterspell on turn 2. It's more the turn 3 plays that are scary. So they play a tap land. Let's try and find a land. Get there. Play a Restless Reef tapped and pass the turn. Alright. Opponent plays a Carrot Cake, which is fine with me. They scry to the bottom. So, do I want to flash in Kaito here? And then they could resolve either a Caretaker's Talent or a Enduring Innocence. But I have answers to the Innocence, and I don't care about the talent. Let's just flash in the Kaito and I think just plus it, force them to kill it immediately. Opponent is ossifying it. Sure. Now I will just pass the turn, see what they do. Five mana open. Oh, 4 mana open. Just looks like an extra one because of the ossification. They go to combat. Nothing. So I can just flash in a Curiosity here. And I think most of their instant speed removal will just kill it. That is also incredible. Let's go to attackers. Get in. They block. They sacrifice the token to draw a card, sure. 2 mana open. And I think I'll just play this out and pass. Have a few options here. Opponent now up to 5 mana, presumably. They have the Fountain Port Citadel stuff going this game. There's the 5th land. Do they go for a Sunfall? If so, I think I just counter it. Draw a couple cards next turn. Keep the Withering Torment. They are going to Ossification again. That's fine. They go to combat. No attacks. Now, do I want Kaito back, or do I want the Innocence back? I think the Innocence is better here, because if they do end up, they could just get lost Kaito, and that would be bad for me. And Innocence is going to get to start drawing me cards. So let's get in with it. I also still have counters up for the Wrath next turn. They're going to get to draw a card, which is fine. I also get to draw a card. Find an Anoint. Not a bad find. Let's just hold up 4 mana and pass here. Ossification is good stuff to know about. Did not know that lists were currently playing it. There's Beza, which is fine. And what makes them 2 tokens? Sure. And I can just tap it. Do kind of want to find a negate. Do I flash in the Fairy Mastermind to just get me closer to that? I think so. There's a Tidebinder, which isn't quite a negate. So let's get in with all of these. Opponent get losts my Fairy Mastermind. Do I want to counter that? I think so. I think drawing the card is just too good here. So they'll block. Makes sense. We kill a token and draw 2. 1, 2. Not the best finds, not the worst either. Have I played a land yet this turn? I have not. Would have really liked to find one along with this curiosity so I could just keep going. But that's okay. Let's pass. Opponent is going to lay down arms, my Fairy Mastermind. That one can't do anything about. And are they going to Sunfall here? Seems like they wanted to draw a card if they're doing that. I kind of need to be hitting my lands, but I think holding up Tidebinder here was better than cracking the map. So let's Tidebinder that trigger, and we'll see if they know that they have to crack it again in response. Okay, so Carrot Cake loses its abilities. That's great for me. Now I can just get in with the gang. Okay to trade this for a 1/1. They are making a fish here, so let's kill a fish. If I kill another one, that's not quite enough damage to win me this game. Looks like they do have a Wrath of some kind. Otherwise, I don't know why they wouldn't block the Drowner. 1, 2, 3. Alright, so nothing incredible. Let's just pass. There's the Sunfall. I say okay. You got it. And during Curiosity on end step, untap, bat in case they have Elspeth Smite, and end up winning game 2. Alright, so maybe the Drowners aren't the best here. Why did I leave these in? Let's bring back a Preacher. And yeah, we can keep one Drowner. It is a creature. Okay. Resubmit. Go to game 3. See what we can get done. Opponent goes first. I have a pretty solid hand. I'm going to keep it. A lot of lands, but a lot of lands is okay in this matchup as long as I can find ways to draw cards. Opponent goes for the turn 2 Carrot Cake. Makes sense. Alright, Phantom Interference is a nice one to find here. Let's see what they do. They attack me and do nothing, sure. So let's just take this opportunity to get down another tap land. Opponent cracks the Carrot Cake. It is very good for me here that they don't have a Fountain Port currently, because if they don't, I can kind of sit in this let's do nothing for a while, but if they do, I can't really do that. You know, I have to put some pressure on them because they're just getting infinite value with those. Another Plains is good for me. That one is definitely going to eat a counterspell. Let's play a Siren. Crack the map on the Siren. Find a Fountain Port. And play it and pass. Opponent plays an Overlord of the Mistmoors. Sure. Wish I had a 2 toughness creature, but it is what it is. Opponent goes to combat. Let's just... block, I guess. Play the Flood Pits Drowner. Tap down one of these. Go to combat. Get in. Honestly hoping they block here. They do block. Let's play a Fountain Port and pass. Opponent gets in for 1, maybe? No, they don't. So let's just make a treasure. Don't really want to take the life. Play another Fountain Port and pass. Opponent plays a Maze Mind Tome, sure. Do they tap it to draw a card? They do. So let's Fairy Mastermind. Let's Fairy Mastermind again. Draw 2 cards to their 1. 1, 2. Opponent says, good game. I don't know if that's true necessarily, but that's how they want to call it, and I'm okay with it. I will play an island, pass the turn. Opponent plays a Carrot Cake. That one's fine. Does not get in. Let's kill the Overlord. And activate Fairy Mastermind. We each draw a card, but I draw 3. Lot of land. Okay. I like having the bat. Like having the negate even more. So let's start with a bat, just see what they're working with. 2 Sunfall, another Tome, and a Smite. Let's just take... one of the Sunfalls, I guess. And pass the turn. They draw a card. Yeah, let's Tidebinder that. Get a 3/2 down to block there. 1/1s as well. They play a Maze Mind Tome. And do they go for the Sunfall? No, they do not. So, let's just activate again. They put a counter to draw a card. So we're both drawing tons of cards here, which is fine. I believe I have the mana advantage. Let's go Preacher. Kaito. And plus, holding up Negate. And pass the turn. Opponent has 8 mana going up to 9, so could presumably play another Overlord, which would be scary. Maybe I shouldn't have played the Preacher here. Enduring Innocence is fine, sure. Okay. Let's untap. Play a land. I'm gonna just tap down. They have 8, 9 mana, so they could double Sunfall me. So let's tap down the Enduring Innocence. And I think it's time to start milling them. So let's go there, there, there. Mill you for 4. Make a 1/1. Got some good ones out of the way. Can counter double Sunfall here, so no reason to be worried about that. Do want to keep digging for... I guess only 2 hard counter spells are in my board. That's fine. Not ideal, but fine. Opponent draws a card. Cannot activate the other one. Next turn, I can just start swinging all out. They sack a Carrot Cake. Sure. Would like to find a Shieldred. I draw a second card. I will draw 2. Yes, yes. 1, 2. Another Negate is lovely. Ossification. Presumably killing Kaito. Let's just Tidebinder the trigger. Yeah, it's time to start getting in. Hopefully an Overlord here. Get to use this Phantom Interference. There's a Sunfall. They were going to have to at some point. Let's negate it. Hopefully they don't have the 3 mana destroy all untapped creatures one. And they scoop. That is 1-0 for me in day 2 of the Arena Qualifier. Played pretty well, I think. And yeah, let's get into the next one. I'm back with match number 2 on the play with a pretty solid hand. Have 2-drop, 3-drop, 4-drop. Let's keep up against blue. Match times are taking a while, but that's all right. We'll get there in the end. Don't mind waiting too much. And yeah, we'll see what they're on. Hopefully something I have a pretty good matchup against. Let's find out. Looks like mono red, so not the best hand against them because I don't have removal, but not the worst either, because I do have interaction on turn 2 into Preacher, which is one of my better creatures against them. Drawing a cut down is always nice in this matchup too. So I'm going to try and Phantom Interference just to be more mana efficient. And I think I'm going to do it on a Swift Spear. If they want to go for something else, that's fine. Another 1-drop. I have a Hired Claw. Okay. I'll take 1, go down to 18. Not too bad. Draw a Preacher, which is a very good draw. Means I can kind of play around with this one, trade it for a Monstrous Rage and a creature. Hopefully they don't Witchstalker Frenzy me here. That's always the biggest thing I'm looking out for. Screaming Nemesis could also be pretty bad, but not awful this turn. Okay. So they do have the Frenzy, which is annoying. Hopefully I can find an untapped land here so I can cut down the hero and play another Preacher. I don't, and I think I just need to play the Preacher here to use my mana a little better than just 1 cut down wood. If they have... Okay, so they're just going to pump up their Heartfire hero, and I think that's the one I'll block if they attack with everything. If they attack with nothing, I'm also fine with that. Let's see, they attack with just those 2. So that means they probably don't have Monstrous Rage. So let me just block the hero to get it out of the way. And take the 2-for-1 on from my Preacher. And I'll lose 3 after combat, going to 9. But do I slam Shieldred here? I think so. I think now is the time to slam Shieldred, start gaining a bunch of life. And then next turn, I have a lot of stuff up. Looks like they're going to activate the village on their challenger, which doesn't do a ton here. They can play a land, but I don't care about that as much. Alright, so I find a swamp, which is a fine draw, not incredible. Just going to play a Preacher. And do I want to attack? I think this is the turn I don't attack. I'm pretty okay trading the Shieldred away too, just because I have another. Usually I would want to keep it around, but... Hoping they don't have a Manifold Mouse. I think I'm okay with that. They find a Manifold Mouse. They're going to play it. And I'm just going to cut down the Emberheart Challenger in response. Not let them get any value off of Double Strike. Although I guess I could have waited. It doesn't grow it at all. Probably was doing that this turn anyway, though. Alright, Tishana's Tidebinder is a great draw. Let's attack with the Preacher and pass the turn. I think I'm starting to really turn the corner. So, okay, Screaming Nemesis and Heartfire Hero. So, that'll make it a 3-2. I can counter the second trigger off of a mouse, then, Wow, that was a pretty good turn for them with 6 mana available. Kind of need some spot removal. Could counter the haste trigger too. I think what I'm going to do is counter the second trigger off of Manifold Mouse so I can try and trade with the hero and, or at least stop it from giving double strike and trample, and then block Shieldred on the Nemesis. Okay, so the first one I let happen, they give double strike, then I counter the second. They go to combat, attack with the hero and Screaming Nemesis. I think I just put Shieldred on the Nemesis and that there, because I have another Shieldred I can play. We'll see where they send the damage. I'm assuming Shieldred, but I think at this point either way is fine with me. They send it at me, so no more gaining life. But I don't necessarily need to. Let's get in with the Preacher. And I think Shieldred at this point. You kind of just have to dodge a Monstrous Rage. They take 6. I think I just play another Shieldred to essentially untap it. And have a good blocker. This is bad if they have Witchstalker Frenzy, which they could. Not having just a clean removal spell for the Screaming Nemesis is always hard. Alright, second Rockface Village doesn't do too much. Sure. They give it trample here. So I can block with Shieldred, take 5, get a double trigger. Or I can just take it, swing 1, 2, 3. They have to block all of them, leaving them with these 2. And then I probably die. Because it'll be a 6/4 trampler next turn. Let's just block with the 1/1, take 4. Don't gain life. Puts a counter on Hired Claw, sure. Don't gain life again. There's no reason for me to attack. I just need to keep this Shieldred alive and not die this turn. Okay. This is good too, because I don't die to a burst lightning. Okay, so it's just a mountain. Think I just win here. Well, oh, goodness. So I can't kill it. But I don't have to. Or do I? No, I do. And I can't make a 1/1 without... So I think I just die here. Take 6 from the death trigger. Is there anything I can do? That's gonna resolve. I'm gonna take 1. No, I guess I just lose. Okay, let's go to game number 2 on the play. You got me. Well, they played very well. And I'm going to board in these for the Urabrask's Forge, since they were just the mono-red version. Board out my Fairy Masterminds, my Kaitos. I want these against the Manifold Mouse version. Can board out a Curiosity and... perhaps a Bat? No, let's keep the Bat. Board out Phantom Interference on the play. Let's play first. Very good hand. Gonna start on the Restless Reef. Yeah, hoping to win the next couple games. Do need to find lands at some point in the next few turns. But I do have kind of a lot to get me to that point, with 3 pieces of removal and then 2 3-drops after that, once I hopefully do find the land. Maybe could have won that last game if I don't block the Screaming Nemesis. And I take 3, and that's even 1 less damage that turn, and I just keep gaining life. Yeah, that's probably the move. But alas. So let's just cut that down now and play a Spyglass Siren. Pass the turn. I like to usually just cut down the Heartfire Hero, especially as soon as it comes down. There's a Manyfold Mouse, so let's just play the Preacher and attack with the Siren. Start getting value off this Preacher and hopefully just win with that. If they play a Screaming Nemesis, I'm pretty okay with that. If they play an Urabrask's Forge, that doesn't do too much either. But we'll see what they do. Definitely not blocking here. I kind of need this Preacher to survive in this case. Sometimes if I have a lot going on in my hand in terms of top end, I'll let it die and then... Okay, so here's that, I assume, getting pumped with the Village and then getting Double Strike. So it's going to get nice and big, but I do have a nice little 2-for-1 I can get next turn, and then I make a token on attack. They're not going to be getting any triggers off the Heartfire Hero dying because it didn't die, it got exiled. Now I have a Shieldred in hand. I'm feeling pretty good with an empty board from my opponent. Urabrask's Forge. Don't even like that card against me that much. I don't think it's great. I can just race it pretty easily usually. Right, so let's get in. Make a 1/1. Gain a life. And slam a Shieldred. And this should be just pretty much game over. I don't know what they can do to come back. Like, Urabrask's Forge is... It's more of an inevitability card where it's good against control, but I'm not a control deck. I have lots of creatures to kill them faster than 1 extra damage every turn. Would have loved to win that last game. Okay, now I will make the correct play and not block the Screaming Nemesis. And if they have double Monstrous Rage, I won't die. So, yeah, let's do that. Looks like they might have Witchstalker Frenzy. Also, that's also fine. Okay, no blocks. That dies. Shieldred's gone, unfortunately. But now I can anoint that. Just get it out of the way now when they can't burn me with it. Gain some more life. And Flood Pit's Drowner, whatever tries to attack me. And then hopefully untap and gain some more life. Eventually kill them. This looks like... I don't know. Could be anything. Removal spell? Obliterating Bolt, maybe? Okay, Burst Lightning for 5 mana. That's not great for them. They make that. I will tap it down. Essentially just gaining me 3 life with this Flood Pit's Drowner, but that's a pretty good card, all things considered. Let's pump up one of these lifelinkers or draw land, I suppose. Play a Preacher and attack for 5. Gain 3 up to 13. Don't think there's anything they can do here. But they're not giving up yet. Sure. So, I mean, I guess they can give 1 haste, but I don't care, really. They're not killing me next turn, they're just dying. Give it Double Strike, give it Trample, sure. I take 8, and they can block 4 and still die? Okay. That's fine with me. So let's just animate the Reef and kill them. All right, and go to game 3. Do I want this blot out? I don't think so. I think I have enough exile stuff. I just want cheaper options. On the play, maybe I should take out a Tidebinder for a Phantom Interference. But I think this is fine. Or on the draw, is what I meant to say. Okay, so bad hand from me, bad hand from them, it looks like too. I think I have to keep this pretty sad 1-lander. Let's put back Aclazotz just because it costs so much. They start with a Hired Claw. I do not find a land. Okay. They have a 2-drop. I need a land. Do not find it. Let's just kill the Challenger now. Pass. Hopefully not a Screaming Nemesis on turn 3. Maybe they have a slower hand with a lot of removal. They do not. Okay, so I need the land. this turn, or it's probably just too late. Needed that one last turn. Tap land. But I'm not going to give up yet. We have a Swift Spear. And I think I just chump a Monstrous Rage. Geez, yep. So I take 6, 7, 8. Yeah, okay. And they have more. Wow. Just killing me. Okay. So maybe could have won game 1, but unclear. 1 and 1. Got to win 5 in a row from here, but I have faith in the deck. I'll see you in the next one. Jumping into match number 3 on the play is Nice, playing against Nosferatu with pretty, great hand, but only 1 land, so gonna send it back. This one is much better. So let's start with a Restless Reef, putting back the second Swamp, because I want to keep all my spells, and it looks like this is the mirror. So, exciting stuff. See what their turn 2 play is. A Deep Cavern Bat. I'm just going to cut that down. They get a peek into my hand and hitting for 1. I draw Fountain Port, which is pretty nice. Definitely the best land for me to draw here when I already have perfect mana. See if they just kill this or they go for a Kaito. Something along the lines of that. That's what I'm assuming it's going to be, is a Kaito. But with the Fairy Mastermind, they kind of have to tap down my Preacher, and it shouldn't be too hard for me to deal with. Let's play the Siren, and do I want to crack that or just save it? I think I will just crack it now. Keep a Go for the Throat and pass the turn. See what my opponent does here. I think I have pretty good options for any activation they go for with the Kaito. Like, none of it is too scary right now. Shieldred isn't too scary either, nor is Enduring Curiosity. Honestly, the scariest thing would just be pass. Just attack plus Kaito pass. Play a couple removal spells. Alright, so they are plussing Kaito. I will take 4, go down to 12. Hopefully they play like a Preacher. I imagine they're not going to want to play into my double Go for the Throat too much, though. Maybe I shouldn't keep the other one. I kind of would have liked to draw a land here and maybe Restless Reef. So that's their 4th land. They're going to do that. I'm definitely going to flash in this Fairy Mastermind. They're going to counter it. Okay. That's the bird counter spell. So let's get in at Kaito. They go for the Throat, which is annoying. And yeah, I have to just let them have this Kaito still. Attacks while you have the most. So if I attack the Kaito, I don't even get the token. Which, yeah, that was what I needed them to not do, and that is what they did, so not the best for me. And they can draw cards with the Kaito too now. What's going on here? Enduring Curiosity. Sure. Okay, so now I'm going to get to kill Kaito. But they are going to draw quite a few cards. Okay, they tap down my Preacher again. And I will make a fish. Go for the throat. Go for the throat. I mean, they knew I could do this, so I don't know why they played in a way that didn't really help them with it, but I'll take it. Hopefully they don't bat me here. Bat would be pretty annoying. Okay. Soulstone Sanctuary. Sure. So let's just pass. They're going to... Oh, I assumed they would activate the Soulstone Sanctuary, but I guess Fairy Mastermind. And doing that makes sense too. Okay. Why is it a 4/4? I thought it was a 3/3. Oh, because it's a ninja. That is cool. Never thought of that. Alright, so let's go ahead and flash in the Curiosity. Do need to block this Soulstone Sanctuary. Hopefully they have nothing. We'll see though. They do get to draw a card with their Fairy Mastermind, but we're both going to be drawing a lot of cards, so hopefully it's not going to end up mattering too much. And yeah, hopefully they don't have a ton here, but I guess we'll see. Dazzling Denial on top, they get rid of it. And draw a Restless Reef. So Restless Reef is a pretty good land for them to have if they do just have a bunch of them. Okay. So let's play the bat. See what they're working with. 3 lands. Alright, I will attack with both. Draw 2. They'll also get to draw 1. I draw 1 land and Shieldred. Right, Shieldred's pretty good here. Wish I had kept my Fountain Port up. Hopefully it doesn't matter too much. They attack with the Mastermind. I think I block just to conserve life a little bit. And post-combat, let's see what they're going to do. Mockingbird, their own Mastermind, sure. And a Soulstone Sanctuary, okay. So let's play Shieldred. And attack with everything. Making a 1/1. They can eat a 1/1 or trade with my Preacher. Both of which I don't mind too much. Like to find some flyers or some removal. We're both going to get to draw 3, or I guess they draw 2, I draw 3. But Shieldred's down now, so... Or, no, probably 2. They're going to block something, I assume. What phase are we in? I don't know how to tell. We're in attackers, right? Okay. It's down here. My face is blocking it for you guys, but... Shieldred is definitely the card to have here. Okay, so they activate the Reef. I assume that means trading. Yep, and do they block another one as well? Doesn't look like it. So we'll both draw 2. Those will trade. They can't kill Shieldred now. Maybe I can find a bat to take one of the cards they draw. Okay. So Draw these cards. They draw a couple as well. Mastermind's a good one. Just at this point, the more cards everybody's drawing, the better for me, because I have a Shieldred out. And a Flood Pit's Drowner as well. Let's play the untapped land and see if they found removal. They did not, so very good for me. Mockingbird on my Shieldred, sure. So they attack. I think I just let that happen and flash in a Mastermind in response to their draw triggers. Let's do that. Everybody draws a bunch of cards. We're both looking for removal. See if this Fairy Mastermind resolves or if they're going to counter it. If they counter it, I think I just have lethal. Not quite. If I find an untapped land, I have lethal. Or removal. What does that Dazzling Denial do? That's if they control a bird? What birds? They're running. Oh, I guess they're running the Mockingbird. This is a bird in addition to its other types. I see. Okay. So it happens. They anoint it, though. So same idea. They lose 4, gain 4. Yeah. And play a swamp. Sure. So I need untapped land or removal. That's neither of those things. But I guess I can just tap down Shieldred and draw a whole bunch of cards. Drawing 4 here seems pretty good, and if I find a removal spell, they die. Unless they also have a removal spell. It's 1. They draw some as well. Yeah. 2, 3, and the 4th is another Preacher. Okay. So I think they die on upkeep here. As long as they don't have like a whole bunch of removal spells. Okay, they have a whole bunch of removal spells. But I think I'm still okay here. Let's see if they know. Okay. Looks like they know. But I should be able to win next turn, although now they're drawing cards and I'm not. And they have a Shieldred, so maybe not. Oh, jeez. Really needed to find removal there. I mean, I needed one of my... I guess I already played 2 Go for the Throats. Okay. Anoint that. You're going to get to go up to 8. And then I attack for 9, but I think I'm just 1 point of damage off of lethal here. Yeah, I guess it would have been better had I Flood Pits Drowned on end step just to tap the Shielder down. Yeah, I could have won by doing that. Dang. Just waited till end step. But maybe they play something else here. Let's see. They do nothing. Okay, let's draw. Go down to 1. And is there anything I can do here? I guess just hope they mess up. Yeah, definitely messed up this game. It's okay though, it's a complicated one. Just got to take a little more time on those decisions. They anoint, yeah, let's scoop it up. GG. Very good game. Okay, so I definitely want the anoints. I want the blot out. I want at least 1 more Tidebinder. And I want these 2. I like to, again, get... Oh, not you. That one. I like to get rid of my bats. And I like the Flood Pits Drowner. I like all the removal. Maybe I want to get rid of a Preacher against the Flood Pits Drowners. Or, no, they don't even have them, presumably. Maybe just 1 Tidebinder is fine. And go down on Interference. Or it could just be too much removal. Yeah, let's cut a Drowner. Okay. Going into game 2. See what we can get done. On the play. With... I think I keep this hand just because of the Fountain Port. But no. Not really anything to do. I think it's too slow. Let's put back the Underground River and like this. Have a double Spyglass Siren start, which is very good in this matchup. They are holding up Cut Down on turn 1, so let's just get in and play another one tapped. Or play a land tapped and play another one. Not give them map crack value on their Cut Down. Hopefully these maps can find me some more lands so I can slam this Aclazotz on curve. We shall see. We shall see. Right. Opponent does nothing. I will also do nothing. Hoping they go Mastermind into untap Kaito, and then I just get to counter a Kaito. Okay, there's the Mastermind. If they're paying life for it, it's even better for me. Counter a Ninjutsu trigger would be, ooh, so sweet. Be okay to counter a Bat trigger as well. Okay. No blocks. Nothing. Sure. Opponent plays a Mockingbird, X equals 0. Yeah, I'll counter that trigger. They look like they're a little rough on mana right now, so let's try and keep that going and keep the pressure on by playing this Tidebinder. Alright, let's attempt to crack a map now. Assuming it gets cut down. Gets anointed, okay. So exiled there. Let's try again. This one I know is going to happen, which is nice. I think I can get rid of a Preacher. Play a Siren. Attack for 5. They take, which makes sense here. Hopefully not Enduring Curiosity-ing me. But maybe I'm just ahead enough in damage that it doesn't matter too much. They do nothing. Alright, so let's attack with everything. They play a Curiosity, which is going to try and block my Tidebinder, I guess, which I'm okay with. And I can't block there, which, yeah, it doesn't have flying. Wish it did, because I would like them to block. Sure. Oh no, please do that. Okay. They do not do that, so let's do this. And they get that back. Let's... just plus Kaito. That wasn't great for me. Yeah, maybe I'm not supposed to play the Kaito. Maybe I'm not supposed to get in with one of the Sirens too. See where they attack. Both at Kaito. Okay. Guess the Kaito was pretty good. They don't have a 5th land. Are they pumping somehow? They're Kaitoing, right? Okay. That makes it pretty darn hard for me to win. And they get to Mockingbird my Siren again. Wow. I definitely could have won that game 1 though, which is unfortunate, but got pretty far in this whole ordeal. Maybe can draw my way out of this, but it's going to be hard with them having Kaito, Curiosity, and Mockingbird on my Spyglass Siren now. Also being ahead on mana. They tap down my thing. I don't find anything. I can crack a map here. Well, I find a land, which I guess is good. Find tap land there. I can trade. They're still drawing more cards, though, and if they have removal, there's not a lot I can do. I think this is just GG. I mean, they are pretty low. Maybe I can cheese a win with a Restless Reef. We'll see. See what they do. That's fine. Find another land. Go to attacks. I will take sure and sure. Hoping they slam a Shieldred. Well, no. Hoping they... I don't know, play another Kaito. I don't think there's anything I can really do to get out of this now. It was a good no attacks with the Mastermind. Unless they have actual nothing, but them not drawing a card with Kaito means they probably have something. Okay. I find a tapped land. Let's crack a map, I guess. That's all I can do. And yeah, that's gonna be it. Good games, good games. So not able to get it done this time, but I do have automatic invite to day 1 next month or whenever the next one of these is. So that's pretty cool. I got a good amount of gems and I had a lot of fun. So yeah, hope you enjoyed. Could have played a little bit better today, but that's all right. I will see you in the next video.